everyone, and welcome to another episode of Crafty Beer Reviews. I am again joined by my friend Rob, and we are reviewing another really awesome beer. This is the Bruery Fruit. Fruit is their 4th anniversary beer, so it has almost exactly an entire year's worth of age on it. And they use what's called the Solera method of blending this. Basically what it is this contains part of their 1st, 2nd, and 3rd anniversary beers, including a new batch. If you want to learn more, you can go on their website, because we want to get to drinking this.
So, it's recycled.
It's recycled, exactly. So, this big beer, they suggest serving it at 60 degrees. We have it in the 50s, and this is 15.5% ABV. So it is gigantic. Obviously, you cannot legally get this in Ohio. Our ABV cap is 12.
I happened to get this in a trade, of which I traded some Three Floyds and some cellar-aged stuff that I had laying around. We will note that the bottle number is 19,566.
So they individually label them. Do you want to do the honors again, sir? I've only had one beer from the brewery. That's Autumn Maple. Loved it. Thought it was awesome. This will be your first one, right?
This is my first brewery beer, and it might as well be my last after that.
We're probably going to be done drinking after this beer. It is gigantic.
Speaking of Autumn Maple, smell that. Tell me you don't get maple syrup and sausage and pancakes.
Yeah, there's some smokiness, and it kind of smells like, like maple or molasses almost. That's interesting. Dude, I'm so excited to try this right now. Wow. Oh my god. Oh my god. Not pouring much of a head, but for 15.5%, I'm not exactly... Actually, that's bigger than I would have expected. Much bigger. Thank you, sir. Yeah, so that pours out a nice, deep brown. A little bit of light coming through, not much. There's about half a finger of head. I'm surprised there's really any for how strong it is, but...
I had to work for that.
This is very, very dark brown. Looks amazing. You want to go ahead and take our first sniff? Wow. Oh, bourbon hits you right away. This is a big boozy beer. I definitely get like the molasses they were talking about. I get like butterscotch, toffee, caramel.
Most definitely.
A little bit of almost like some... I definitely get alcohol. Definitely get alcohol notes.
Maple, sugar.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like some candied fruits. Yeah. I get dark fruits. Like,
definitely, it smells like candy.
It smells like kind of like dates almost. Like you get dates and plums. Very, very... I mean, this is a huge old ale.
Almost like a Fig Newton.
This is really complex. Like, every time I go to smell it, I almost get, like, a different note. Oh, wow. Okay, dude, I can't wait. Let's go ahead and try it.
Cheers.
Cheers. Whoa.
Oh, my.
Wow. You thought it smelled complex? I think it tastes even more complex.
That is amazing.
Definitely, you can taste the alcohol. It's not overpowering though. I get a lot of dark fruit again.
You can feel it more than you can taste it.
Yeah, there's a definite burn as it goes down.
But it's not a 15.5 burn. It's more of a 12 burn.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, it having a year on it, obviously that's going to help the drinkability, but I get a ton of bourbon still, like some really nice butterscotch, toffee.
I taste plums.
Yeah, big plums. Like, I almost get like that candied sugar type of taste too. Like, it's sweet, and I think that sweetness kind of sticks around on the back end a lot. Like, it kind of lingers a bit, you know? Wow. It's almost like a slightly burnt sugar type of taste. And definitely get like figs, plums, raisins, dates. You know, the bourbon's really nice. You get a little bit of vanilla. It's not overpowering. A little bit of oak, but I don't think the oak is all that prevalent to me. But wow, this is an intense beer. I tell you what, this is not something you want to drink by yourself. Hell, I think this glass is probably about as much as you need to do you in for the evening. But This is one of the most complex beers I have ever tasted. Like, it is insane.
And for being so high alcohol content, I still taste so much flavor, so much fruit.
Yeah, it's like, it's very fruity. I mean, and then it's sweet, but it's not overpowering. Like, I think the sweetness kind of helps hide the alcohol a bit.
Definitely.
Oh man,
it gives it such good character.
And it's got a nice full body. It's got a creamy mouthfeel. This is a gigantic old ale. Like, I know I've used that word like a ton, but this is
aroma
amazing.
Is out of the ballpark on this beer.
Mm. I almost get a little bit of something different each time. Like, the more I sip on it, it is becoming a little bit sweeter, I think, with each sip. But I wouldn't say it's cloying. Like, it's a very sweet beer, so I think if you don't like sweet beer, probably not a great one to get. But if you like dark fruit, if you like bourbon, it's like, this is amazing. This is really good. For rating, what would you say?
Oh man, this is no questions asked a 5. This is one of my most favorite beers that I've ever tasted.
Yeah, this is phenomenal.
I'm stumbling over my words because it's that good.
I know, it's crazy. Like, I've heard so much about this beer. Like, it's hyped, but I think it really deserves the hype. I think it's definitely lives up to what I've heard about this beer.
I'd be curious to taste it fresh because this is phenomenal.
Yeah.
If it gets better as it ages, I need to get more of this beer.
Right? I mean, as the bottle says, agnates for decades. At that ABV, I don't see why not. Like, it's amazing. Rating wise for me, I'm gonna go with a 4.9. Now, the reason for that is it is sweet, and I like the sweetness. I like the fact that it does hide the alcohol. However, as it is building on my tongue, it is getting to be a little more sweet. I wouldn't say it's like overly cloying, but if I had any nitpicks, that would be about it. Other than that, this is phenomenal. I mean, huge dark fruits, butterscotch, molasses, toffee, caramel, candied sugar. Like, it's got so much complexity that I have almost a hard time describing it.
You almost can't explain it unless you taste it.
It is. I mean, I hate to say it, but it's one of those beers that you need to try. So, obviously, even if you're in California, they're not making this anymore. It was a one-time release for their 4th anniversary. Their 5th anniversary is about to come out. If you can, do a trade like Rob did. Like, trade for this beer. It is definitely worth it. One of the most complex beers I have ever had. Like, it is insane.
Now, could you place this anywhere on a different beer? Could you say it tastes like this beer, or it reminds me of this beer?
I would say elements remind me of certain beers, but nothing. I've never had a beer quite like this. Never.
It's truly unique.
It is. I mean, it blends dark fruits with really sweet notes with bourbon perfectly. And I'd like to try it fresh too. That would be that. I mean, obviously that's impossible now, but it's absolutely phenomenal. Like, a great beer. I don't think that we can probably stress that. And it's just, there's so much to pick out of this beer. Like, I almost get a different sensation every time I smell and taste it. It's a sensory overload.
This is phenomenal.
This is fantastic. Ohio, you need to get your asses straight and stop all this 12% bullshit. That's all I gotta say. But, yeah, this is just absolutely amazing. One of the best beers I've ever had. So, I think that does it for this review. And remember, if you want to see any particular beer reviewed, just leave me a comment, and I will try and get to that. Alright, me and Rob are going to get back to slowly finishing this beer. And I hope whatever you're doing involves good craft beer. Cheers.
Drink fruit.
Yes, drink fruits if possible.